So I've been out here in the Grand Canyon now for almost a month, 3 weeks in this particular area. On this is a road out here, not too far from the Grand Canyon itself. Let's do a quick pan around here for you. I even found this old pin here, Coconino County Highway. Well, honestly, I've been on this, walking on this road for quite some time, and the only other person that I've really seen is who I think is a poacher. And there is plenty of game here, plenty of natural resources, lots of good places to pitch a tent or to build a fire. There's lots of wild edibles here. There's water if you know how to find it. So let's talk about travel for a minute. And the purpose of this video is for the guy or gal who doesn't have much money, who probably doesn't have many supplies, who doesn't have a bug out location, and someone who wants to know, well, what am I going to do if the shit hits the fan and it all comes apart? Now, there's been a lot of talk that you shouldn't go to public land, or, you know, the game will be all shot and harvested by the locals, that there'll be crowds of people. And, you know, there are going to be people, but the first people to get here, say within the first couple of days, they can be the individuals who get into the right spot, who harvest game, who get set up and acquire the resources early. Personally, in this area, I could harvest enough calories in a week or two to last me for years, just simply by killing the game in a shit hit the fan, you know, or a place where or a time when there's no rule of law anymore, where a man or woman has to basically fend for themselves. And that situation where the fish and game laws are no longer applicable, I could easily harvest enough game within the first couple of weeks to provide actually for a family or a couple of families for a year or two, maybe even 3. You can make pemmican, you can dry, make jerky. As I said before, there are some wild edibles here, and if you know how to, for example, you can make tea to keep yourself from getting scurvy. Just these pine evergreen branches here, they have these needles, these pine needles, and you can steep that in a little bit of tea, and there's your vitamin C. So you could have enough vitamin C, and you could get enough animals harvested here to last you for quite some time. And yeah, it's going to be hunted out, but who's going to hunt it out? Are you? Now, if you're in a city, say for example you're in Phoenix, and I had family that used to live in Phoenix, and we developed a plan for them to get out and where they should go. And the idea was, in a real shit hit the fan situation, say for example, the big deal now is North Korea EMPing the United States, or touching off a nuke in the city, and then, you know, that causing a chain reaction, and that's the shit hit the fan. And okay, what do? Well, the plan we developed for my family was basically to be out of Phoenix within the first 30 minutes. So that means you don't want to have too much stuff to carry. You want to have some caches along the way to your bug out location, and you want to have a plan. We'll talk more about that later, but let's just go over a couple things. If you're really poor, you're going to want some, the first thing that you're going to want to get, it doesn't cost too much, is bags of salt. You can get those at Costco or order them or whatever. Salt is a great preservative, and it's an important resource that you can't really get out here. So get yourself some salt and get yourself some knowledge on how to make jerky and how to make pemmican. And there's plenty of information out there, good information. Practice a little at home, and if you arrive in a location like this with a knowledge of how to dry meat, how to make pemmican, how to use salt for a preservative, and quite frankly a barter item, for very little money you're going to survive a lot longer than the average guy. You just need an inexpensive firearm, or a couple of them would actually be better, and a little knowledge, some ammunition. Watch some of the other videos that I'm making, and like pieces of a puzzle, you'll be able to put it all together. For now, this is Prepper Guide signing off here not far from the Grand Canyon, and I'll make some more videos shortly and post them.